The famous author Charles Dickens said that a man is lucky if he is the first love of a woman, but a woman is lucky if she is the last love of a man. Imagine a scenario where a man and a woman who've been in a relationship, who've been dating, going out, have a fight and they decide to call it quits. Now, while the woman is Netflixing and binging and eating a lot of ice cream, crying her heart out, the man seems to be completely normal. He's going to work, in fact, he's hitting the gym. Is it that men do not get affected by breakups? Actually, they do. Here are some of the reasons why a man takes very long to realize what has happened to him after a heartbreak. Number one reason is men are emotional procrastinators. That's right, you heard it. They want to put off all the feelings and all the processing of emotions to a later date. Women want to come to a conclusion. Women seek closure so that they can jumpstart the moving on process. Men are very different. They do not want to think about it. In fact, a man will delay processing his emotions about how he feels. Really takes very long to register what has really hit him. Number two, we have a culture of toxic masculinity. Men are told boys don't cry and tough men do not grieve, and tears are completely out of question. So a man always lives under the pressure of putting up his strongest, most macho facade, even if he's breaking down inside. Number three, women have a very different way to deal with breakups. They want to call up their friends, talk to everybody about it, vent it out. In fact, a survey shows that 90% of the women actually believe in talking about their problems. Men do not. Men don't want to talk about their problems. In fact, after a man has gone through a breakup, he would want to double down on what makes him feel good. If he loves to get beer with his friends, he will run to that. If he loves the gym, or he will even double his work so that he's completely distracted and he feels good without having to deal with the pain of the breakup. Number four, you think men don't care about what their friends think about them? Absolutely wrong. The man will not show his most vulnerable side even to his friends. He has to look macho, look tough. Do you remember the movie Tamasha, in which after the breakup, the protagonist Ranbir tells his friends, come on, kick me out, entertain me guys. He doesn't even show them what a big, traumatic, absolutely devastating experience his breakup is for him, because men do not like to show to their friends that they're breaking down within. And number five, actually men are quite lucky because men are biologically wired to move on faster. It's not that it doesn't hit them, but yes, nature has biologically wired them that way. However, this does not mean that the breakup hasn't hit him. In fact, there is so much scientific evidence that proves that women grieve, cry, and talk out of their mental traumas. But it's very, very high possibility that a man who may be distracted by the fun and games right now, but may not ever get over the relationship. The 2015 study found out that while women experience more physical and emotional pain post-breakup than men, they eventually recover. Men, however, just sort of hold on to the breakup for the rest of their lives. Isn't this sad? So most men will be very comfortable talking about things only after they've had enough time to introspect on their own. In fact, 70% men have actually reported in a survey saying that they do not prefer talking about problems. They do not prefer discussing issues in a fight. They would prefer to be left alone to think things on their own and come back to talk about it. So are men affected by their breakups? Absolutely. If you are a woman who's looking for closure, probably this might be your answer. Just because he doesn't show it doesn't mean he's not in pain. And for men, please feel free to take support. You're not robots. You're human. You have emotions. And the culture is changing. This taboo that we have around men expressing themselves or taking support for their mental health is completely going out of the window right now. As a culture, we need to create a safe space where a man doesn't feel ridiculed or is not called effeminate just because he expresses his emotions. Men are human and they have just as enough right to talk about what hurts them so that they can heal and create a future that doesn't drag their past into it.